Ever wondered how crucial safety is in crane operations? Well, let me tell you, it's not just important, it's absolutely critical. Crane operations are a big deal, folks. They're complex, powerful, and if not treated with the respect they deserve, they can be downright dangerous. Now, you may have heard some folks say that safety rules are for the timid, that they slow things down. But that's a mighty big misconception. The truth is, safety isn't about being timid, it's about being smart. It's about understanding the power and potential of these machines and respecting the responsibility that comes with operating them. So what happens when we neglect safety? Well, it's not a pretty picture. Accidents, injuries, even loss of life can occur. And these aren't just numbers, folks. These are real people with families and friends. Neglecting safety measures doesn't just put the operator at risk. It puts everyone on the site in danger. That's why it's so important to follow standard operating procedures, or SOPs. These aren't just guidelines or suggestions. They're carefully crafted rules, based on years of experience and understanding, designed to ensure everyone's safety on the job site. SOPs cover everything from equipment checks to correct operation techniques, and even emergency procedures. These aren't things you can just skip over or ignore. They're vital steps that need to be followed every single time. So, while it might seem like a hassle to stick to all these rules and procedures, remember this: safety in crane operations isn't about slowing things down. It's about ensuring that everyone gets to go home at the end of the day. It's about respect for the power of these machines and for the people who operate them. Remember, safety isn't just about you, it's about everyone on the site. Now let's dive into the step-by-step SOP of crane operation. Before you even touch the controls, there's a lot to prepare. This isn't just a saying, it's a crucial rule in crane operation. Let's delve into the initial steps of crane operation. First and foremost, check the weather conditions. This might seem trivial, but it's far from it. Wind speed, precipitation, and visibility can all have a significant impact on the safety and efficiency of crane operations. Even a slight miscalculation can lead to accidents, so it's always better to be safe than sorry. Next up, inspect the crane. A crane is an intricate piece of machinery with numerous parts, all of which need to be in top-notch condition for safe operation. Check the crane's mechanical, hydraulic, and electrical systems. Ensure the brakes are functioning correctly, the wires aren't frayed, and there's no leakage in the hydraulic system. If you spot any issues, report them immediately, and don't operate the crane until they are resolved. Now let's talk about the load. The load must be secure and within the crane's capacity. Overloading is a common cause of crane accidents, so it's important to know the weight of the load and the crane's maximum capacity. If the load exceeds the crane's capacity, it can result in tip-overs or structural failures. So always ensure the load is within the crane's limit and is properly secured before lifting. Finally, the importance of setting up safety barriers and warning signs cannot be overstressed. These precautions help keep unauthorized personnel out of the crane's operating area, reducing the risk of accidents. So make sure to set up safety barriers and warning signs around the crane's operating area before you start the operation. To sum it up, preparation is crucial when it comes to crane operation. It might take time and effort, but it's worth it in the end. Remember, when it comes to safety, there are no shortcuts. As the old saying goes, better safe than sorry. Preparation isn't a step you can skip. It's the foundation of safe crane operation. Now you're ready to operate, but remember, every move counts. That's the golden rule of crane operation. It's not about speed, but precision and safety. When operating a crane, every move should be slow, deliberate, and measured. There's no room for haste or recklessness in this job. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with the controls. Every crane is different, and the manufacturer's instructions are your best friend. They'll guide you on the specific operations of your crane model, including the correct usage of the crane's controls and the load limits. Always adhere to these instructions to ensure a safe and efficient operation. Communication is another crucial aspect of crane operation. You must maintain constant communication with your ground crew. They are your eyes on the ground, providing you with critical information about load movement and potential hazards. Always ensure you have clear, unobstructed communication channels with them. Use radios or hand signals as agreed upon with your team prior to operation. Next, we're going to talk about the role of a spotter. A spotter is a trained individual who assists the crane operator in navigating the load. They help guide the load movement and ensure it doesn't collide with any obstacles. Having a spotter is not just beneficial, it's often necessary, especially in crowded job sites. Now let's discuss the actual operation of the crane. Once you're in the cab, your first task is to check your surroundings. Your visibility must be clear in all directions. Use your mirrors and cameras if available to ensure a 360-degree view around the crane. To begin the lift, you'll first need to hoist the load. This is done by gradually applying pressure to the hoist control until the load is off the ground. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Smooth, controlled movements are key in preventing load swing. Once the load is off the ground, you'll need to trolley or boom the load to its destination. This involves moving the load horizontally across the job site. Again, slow and measured movements are crucial here. Any sudden movements can cause the load to swing, creating a potential hazard. When the load is over the drop-off point, gradually lower it using the hoist control. A good tip here is to lower the load slightly faster than it was lifted, but don't rush it. The load should land softly without any impact. Finally, once the load is on the ground, it's time to disengage the load from the crane. This is done by releasing the hook or other attachment device. Make sure the ground crew is clear of the load before disengaging. Remember, operating a crane is not just about moving loads from point A to point B. It's about ensuring the safety of everyone on the job site. It's about being aware of your surroundings and making calculated, deliberate moves. It's about constant communication and teamwork. Operating a crane isn't just a job, it's a responsibility. And it's one you need to take seriously, so let's do it right and let's do it safely. Once the job's done, you're not quite finished yet. Wrapping up a crane operation is just as crucial as the operation itself. It's not simply about turning off the engine and walking away. First things first, you've got to lower that load. Make sure the load is safely on the ground and detached from the hook. You don't want to leave any potential hazards for the next operator or anyone else on site. Next, it's time to power down. Turn off the engine and remove the key. This isn't just about saving fuel, but also about preventing unauthorized use. A crane isn't a toy, and we don't want anyone messing around with it without the proper training. Now that the crane is powered down, it's time to secure it. Depending on your site and crane model, this might involve locking the cab, securing the boom, or even using wheel chocks. This helps prevent vandalism and any potential accidents from an unsecured crane. Last, but definitely not least, it's time for a quick check. If you've noticed any issues during operation, or if there's any maintenance that needs doing, report it. You're the eyes and ears on the ground, and your feedback can help keep everyone safe. A successful operation isn't just about getting the job done, but getting it done safely and responsibly. Remember, every step in the operation process, from start to finish, plays a crucial role in ensuring safety and efficiency on the job site. So, what are the key points you need to remember for safe crane operation? As we've journeyed through the world of crane operation, we've discussed a lot of important points. Let's recap them, shall we? First up, it's all about preparation. Your crane should be ready for operation with all its parts in perfect working condition. This isn't just about ticking off boxes on a checklist, it's about ensuring that your crane is in top shape to perform a safe and efficient job. Next, we've mentioned slow and measured operation. Remember, folks, haste makes waste. A crane isn't a race car. It's a powerful piece of machinery that requires a steady hand and a patient operator. Always take your time and make sure each movement is deliberate and controlled. Let's not forget about constant communication. Communication is key in any operation. It's like a dance, and everyone needs to know their steps. So, always keep the lines open with your team. Following the manufacturer's instructions is another crucial point. These instructions aren't just suggestions, they're your roadmap to safe and efficient crane operation. Don't deviate from them. Lastly, we have proper shutdown procedures. Wrapping up a crane operation isn't as simple as turning off a switch. There are steps to follow, and each one is important to ensure that the crane is safely powered down. Always remember, safety in crane operation isn't an option, it's a necessity. Stay safe out there, folks.